Social media is a really big part of our lives today. We use it to connect with friends, family, and just connect with influencers, or even just keep up with our favorite actors or actresses. Now, one of the main effects of social media would be overconsumption. Overconsumption in America is a really big deal today. With apps like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, it causes more and more ads to be out there, which in return, more people buy. Now, companies are really smart about this. A lot of companies are on all sorts of social media, and they usually participate in the trends as well. So, more people are likely to buy their products. An example of this would be Nutter Butter or Soap Daddy. Now, Nutter Butter doesn't exactly participate in trends. They do make a lot of weird videos that end up on a lot of people's For You pages. Their videos, I would describe them as kind of like dreamcore, or if you know this, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Sort of like unsettling, but in a funny kind of way. And they've reached a whole bunch of For You pages. They have approximately 1.6 million followers and 10.5 million likes. Socrates said that word choice and delivery are more important. With the use of TikToks, they're able to get their specific audience and even land people that aren't in their specific audience, which in return causes more people to buy. And Capital One research says that viewers are 33% more likely to identify with a brand after seeing a TikTok ad. To add on, they also said 73% of users feel a deeper connection to the brands they interact with on TikTok. With companies being able to interact with people directly, we're more likely to buy their products. Now, an example of trends would probably be things like Shein and Stanley's. Shein is a fast fashion website where people can buy clothes for cheap, although they're not exactly ethical. They have a lot of, I believe, child labor workers, and it's just overall not the best and most ethical company to buy products from, especially since their clothes are really cheap and they break very easily. Now with Stanley's, people love to buy Stanley's all the time. My sister currently has 2 Stanley's. She wants to get a third one, but we can't find it because we go to every single Target, everyone around our house, even in Flagstaff, and they're always sold out of that specific one that she wants. And another thing that could be grouped with Stanley's would be the Owalas. My another sister, because I have 2 sisters, one has 2 Owalas, the other one has 1 Owala, and then my brother is also trying to get an Owala, which is funny because he doesn't even like those types of water bottles. But there are people that are buying way more than just one. Now, Burke talks about how we identify with people that we are most similar with. Typically with trends, we tend to fall into a specific crowd and we end up buying the same things that they buy. Especially since if you see that everybody else is doing it, you're more likely to do it too. On top of that, we have people that are like kind of hoarding makeup and skincare products where they're like overbuying to the point where they can't use it all before it expires. This has become socially acceptable behavior, which could also be known as decorum. Most companies, they also use decorum as well. They see what people are doing, the trends, and they try and do that too to more connect to the younger audience instead of, the older ones. Especially since the younger one are more easier to sway, which like if you see a TikTok video, you're obviously going to be like, oh, I kind of want to buy their product now. But the older generation, they're not really doing that. And I believe it's because not a lot of older generations follow companies on Instagram, TikTok, or anything like that, which that could be biased because my dad, he only follows like close family on TikTok and Instagram. And I believe he deleted Instagram actually, but he only follows close friends and people that he knows. So he doesn't follow any big companies and he skips every single sponsor because he always says they're out to get your money. Now, another example of overconsumption that's influenced by social media would be this restock videos that are on a lot of people's For You pages. Not necessarily everyone's because I usually have to look them up to find them, but they are very popular and they do get a lot of views. Now, the restock videos are basically, they just go around the house, restocking everything, or even just wasting products that they probably should not be wasting, buying unnecessary products, which I understand some of them. I mean, some have like 5, 6 kids and then they restock all the snacks and everything like that, which is good for them. But there's still a lot of people who actually don't use a lot of the products and the products do end up going to waste, especially with makeup and skincare is very popular there. Now, it's easier to buy a lot of products on the TikTok shop. From the ads that we see on social media and then the people that we see, like influence us to buy these. Now, this can also go into what Burke said when he said that, we identify people we are similar to us, we connect with. So if we see someone with like makeup or skincare and let's say skincare, and they have broken skin or damaged, and you see their before and after pictures, and they're all like, oh yeah, I think it'll work for me. But in reality, everybody's face is different, and a lot of people impulse buy. They don't do their research beforehand, which I was one of those people. I did make a lot of impulse purchases, which resulted in me having like a lot of stuff in my room. I had to cut back a lot of the stuff in my room since I moved to a smaller room. And even besides the TikTok shop, we can also go to things like Pinterest. Pinterest is something that I used a lot in my day-to-day life, especially since I crochet. I try to find inspiration for things. So on Pinterest, people can make ads for products, and they can get paid a certain amount for how many times that people buy them from that ad. Now, this is honestly a really easy way to make money, and it's really smart of the people that are doing it, but it's really bad for everybody else, especially since we're more likely to impulse buy if we see those. Now, especially with social media, people usually follow, people that they, want to be influenced by, like if you want to go start going to the gym, you follow a whole bunch of gym influencers. This can also affect your algorithm and your ads that you see, especially since if they're part of a company. Like I personally follow a lot of F1 teams like Red Bull, Aston Martin, Ferrari, and I do get a lot of ads like those on my Instagram and even TikTok sometimes, where they're trying to convince you to buy certain products or buy merch from the drivers, and they're honestly really expensive. I probably would be convinced if I didn't have to focus on school and saving money. Now, I'm not saying that everybody should just stop buying things in general. No, because that would probably crash the economy, I would say. I mean, America by itself relies on people to buy things, and especially from other countries as well. I mean, we do get a lot of our products from a lot of other countries. So if we do stop, a lot of people would lose jobs, and then it would just create a ripple effect where the economy would end up crashing. I think that people should just focus more on long-term purchases other than impulse purchases. If you see a handheld blender that's really good for your dorm or college life, and you want to start making smoothies and stuff like that, yeah, that's amazing. You should buy it. But if it's an impulse purchase that you're probably gonna forget about within the next week or two, I would say you should probably look deeper into it. Basically saying just watch what you buy.